Finish him off! If you can't do it, then maybe you should let someone who can, like me!
Said to kill the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewiz.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too sharp, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grind together, we all came from hunger.
Yeah. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of You Best Believe It. I ain't telling you no lies. NERDSoul on screen. We all into that live action today. I'm not by myself. All right, you know what I'm saying? I have two esteemed colleagues. All right, in the bottom square, representing the cloud, if you will. RJ Nerdy Brew, say what's up.
What's going on? Thank you for having me back. I'm happy to talk about Michael Burnham. She's amazing. And happy to get into the season. And I'm happy to be here.
Word up. And right over here, the one and only Solar Gray. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, you guys out there? I'm Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower. You know, I might be doing a little redecorating in here. But I am so glad to be back, so glad to be here, and so glad to be talking about my preferred space property, as you
preferred space property.
Yes, the preferred space property, not the one. And I got to say space because we're not dealing with time. So we've been here for the war in the stars. Now we're talking about the trekking across them. We're talking about the traversing the stars with
traversing the stars. All right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. So today we got episode 10, Star Trek Discovery. How should we start? You know what? I want to start. I want to start off smooth. I'm going to pose this to the group. How proud are we of Saru?
Very much so. Man is making great progress in his life.
Oh, proud of Saru? I don't know. What? Now ask me how much I want to buy him a beer. Because on one level, it's like,
you know what, you stepped up out your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh man, you made the move, you did all this, and you were met with a smoke cloud. Oh,
but it wasn't a smoke cloud from her though.
Oh no, I get that. I get that, but it's we all been there.
Yeah,
we all been there, and considering the world that we live in right now, where nobody says no or I'm not interested. They are either really busy or they got that friend that needs them for something right quick.
Yeah. But I do feel like the moment, he was like, hey, I'd like to take you up on that offer. And when she had to walk away and Hugh walked up, I literally said out loud, I was like, my dog, my dog, I see you. You come up, you like, my boy, I see you.
And my heart belongs to the doctor, man, because it's like, hey man, can I talk to you about, so I went up and I hollered at old girl, and what's she doing here? And the doctor's like, you said something, didn't you? Yeah, my man. Yeah. You're
like, that's my dog.
Yeah, seriously.
Shouts to Mary Higgins saying loving the Saru arc. Yeah, seeing him find a connection there, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, real talk.
So we start off the episode. We're like, hey, look, they Book and Tarka did what they wanted to do. Now we got to figure out something with our little council. And we get back Counselor Cronenberg.
At this point, do we call him counselor or do we just call him, like, honestly, I want to call him Dungeon Master, because he just comes up, he tells you the plot, and then he's like, I'm gone. Wait, you're not going to be with it? No,
I got important things to do.
This is your story.
What could be more urgent than this? And that's my job. He's like, honestly, I know we're watching Star Trek Discovery and I'm enjoying the show, but I really want to see these other things. What is he doing? Like, what are these other things? Now, I know we're supposed to get a Section 31 or whatever show with Michelle Yeoh and stuff, but I'm like, can we get that now, please? Because I want to see these crazy missions.
Yeah, that would be cool. Because, back in the day, for Sons of Anarchy, they had episodes, and they had just little 4 or 5 minute episodes that it went to it bridged the seasons, but it also went to the main arc of the upcoming season. So that would be cool to have him with his small missions, just 5-minute clips on Paramount Plus, just him doing random stuff. What is he doing all this time? That would be cool.
Nah, because they run the risk of what he's doing might end up being more interesting than Discovery, and I don't want to roll those dice. I don't want to roll those dice. By the way, we gonna have to talk about the Mayans. By the way, we gonna have to talk about that. Just as RJ, I know it's not your jam, NERDSoul. So
it's an amazing show.
Yeah, so you and I will talk.
I've never watched those shows before. I'll be honest. I've never watched those shows. Like, I remember someone saying Sons of Anarchy was good, and by the time they told me it was like season 4, and I was like, nah, it's already passed. I was like, it's too late. It's too late. And then when Mayans came along, I was just like, I'm not really interested.
No, the Sons is not a show that will be up your alley. It's not a show that'll be up your alley.
All right.
And we can talk about that off camera. But yeah, so real talk though. Yeah, Gandalf Cronenberg, like this is the whole thing, and I've brought you all together. Now I have somewhere to go because I'm busy with you people. Yeah. I thought that was, and I love how it was like, this is what's going on. This is that. Now you guys will go through the Galaxy Barrier, and I'm gonna be over here. What are you gonna be doing? Don't worry about that.
Well, I mean, because we even got it from Commander Non. She's doing other stuff with the remnants of the Emerald Chain and stuff. So there's like all these cool things going on. Like maybe in the off season we could get like say like 3 episodes of like the goings on where it's like you can maybe split the episode like one half with Commander Non, one half with like Counselor Cronenberg or something, and kind of like flip or something where it's like we get a piece, not too much, just a morsel. You know what I'm saying? Mary Higgins says you can bring back short treks to see the side stories. So it's some like a little piece, a little flavoring, if you will. But I did like it. I like the Dr. Hirai, I believe, that laughed at the joke. Like no, everybody else was like, yeah, we know it was a joke, but it wasn't really that funny. He was like, I got it.
Oh yeah, he took that laugh to the heart. Yeah, he did. That was great. Everybody's like, why are you laughing? He's like, well, man, with linguistics, I have a joke. This is why it's funny. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and I gotta say,
well, you have to explain it.
Yeah. Well, kudos to these writers for bringing up the linguistic thing that he was laughing at. Because it's like, all right, we got universal translators and all that stuff, and we've been dealing with that. But there are species of animals on Earth alone that does not verbally communicate. And so now they're going to a whole nother place. We're like, how do we know they got voices? They might communicate with dance, like bees, or with smells, like other things. I don't know how they talk. So I'm gonna go find out how they talk so we can talk to them and say, look, we were just trying to stop you from killing all of our people. We ain't trying to start no static. We just came in and did some stuff and we got scared and we like, oh no, we got to break it. Yeah, that's it.
We got to break it. Another thing, well, I'll hold it off for that. We get a chance with President Karen, even though I'll reel it in a little bit. She ain't as much President Karen, but she still got some Karenistic ways. But, President Rilak comes through. She's like, I'm going on this mission. And the Admiral's like, you sure
you it can't stop you, but, it'd be better if you stay home. We could really use a leader right now.
I'm giving it to my vice president. Yo, hold it. If we just look at American vice presidents, like maybe like 1% of them can like take the reins. We can't just be like, you know what I'm saying? We can't just be giving the vice presidency all the powers.
I gotta disagree with you on that, bro, because a lot of America's vice presidents have gone on to be president. I mean, our current president is our former vice president.
Yes, but when you start to look at their runs, it kind of lets you know, like, yeah, maybe they should have stayed by us.
That part I will give you. That part,
maybe they should have stayed by
us.
I would have preferred to keep Kennedy over Johnson. Yeah, no, I kind of get that, but I don't know. I think Al Gore would have been all right.
He would have, man. That would have been one of the dry milk toastiest. I mean, but at the same time, maybe that's what we would have needed was dry milk toast. Now, shouts to Geeky Andre said we finally get into info on Tarka. It was good, but Mary Higgins says they're trying to humanize Tarka. I can't trust them. That's true. I don't trust them neither. Let's talk about Tarka. Look,
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I
sorry,
hate
man.
these storylines that drag out like, oh, I just can't tell you. Oh, I have such a past. And then when you find out, you're like, yeah, you could have told this in like first episode. This isn't like classified, G14 classified or something.
Matter of fact, had you told us in the first episode, we probably would have given you more credit.
Thank you. If you would have told us way back then, be like, hey guys, I think I know what this is, because when I was with the Emerald Chain, like nobody's gonna dog you out for being a prisoner of the Emerald Chain. Or prisoner of war, whatever. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, we get it. Like this is the stuff you had to do. Like this, bruh, come on now.
I kind of agree with it. His characterization, first of all, I think that for me personally, watching the show, I liked him from his introduction. I was like, this is a cool Han Solo-ish kind of character. They put in here. I like his rogue actions. And then also with him being reserved and trusting or explaining. A lot of people who have had traumatic circumstances, they're reserved before they're willing to open up to the right person. So, and considering the season of the show so far, they had things at hand that he was trying to figure out before anything else got brought up about him personally. Because he was like, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to get this done. I don't care what none of y'all talk about. This is what happened.
It's like, I don't care what none of y'all talking about.
I get that, but here's the thing. He's wanting to use their stuff. And I don't care how traumatized you are. You don't come up in my house asking for my tools and my food to build something. And then when I ask, all right, what's going on? You don't tell me, don't worry about it.
No, and then you
that's how he operates too.
Steal said tools and food and run off.
Yeah, exactly. So with Tarka, I don't care. You want to humanize Tarka? You can humanize the crap out of him by punching him in the face many, many times. He's making me disappointed in book. Like, really? that arc is just it's hurting my love for that character. I'm like, nah, son. Yeah.
They're doing with book.
Can you explain more?
All right, keep this. All right, real quick before you go, Solar, hold that point. Keep it in your mind.
Your show, man.
So they're doing with Book and Tarka exactly what they did with Monica Rambeau and Wanda. You know what I'm saying? You got two people that do some crazy things, put everybody in danger. Now Wanda more so because people were literally begging her to just let them die. But then you have the black character come in and be like, it's okay. I understand. They don't know what you've been through. No, how about what they've been through? Like, man, look, bruh, like, Book, come on, man. Come on. Like, yes, I do get it. Yo, you've been through some traumatic stuff. But this would have been great information to have on, like, what was it, episode 2 or 3? Like, when they were having a meeting about it, there would have been some great information 7 episodes ago.
Yeah, you.
Hey, guys, I think I know what this is. I was with the Emerald Chain, and then you had the whole delegation there to listen to you. And they would have been like, oh, snap, we trust this guy because he's being open and honest, not coming in like this kind of like weird salesman kind of tactic.
Yeah, he's being a hood thief in that sense of they'll steal before asking because they don't ask because if you say no, they gonna steal it anyway. But if they steal it after you say no, you know who did it. So instead of just taking that risk, he's just gonna steal it. And I'm like, yeah, that whole thing. I get that Book is all messed up. Matter of fact, I was giving Book a little bit of a pass because he didn't just. He's not just the dude who watched his planet burn. Now, for all y'all soulies out there, y'all fans of NERDSoul, I ain't gonna lie. Martian Manhunter is my favorite caped superhero. And he watched his people burn. I get that. All right. I even get the fact that he watched his people burn and he's an empath. So, he watched his people burn and he's an empath. He ain't gonna be all right. But there's one thing between not being all right and just being stupid. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Because this dude done stole from Starfleet, conned you out of your ship, and then took over your controls to blow that thing up. And you are still like,
how is he
when
not
they were on that planet and they were walking? I'm like, I had a Deep Space Nine moment. Because I'm like, they're walking up and he sees that antenna and he's like, don't you think I know an Emerald Chain thing? I'm like, why you letting him walk behind you? You don't turn your back.
Yeah.
No, he takes point. Let him walk in front of you. Let him walk beside you, but don't turn your back on him. And the Book that was doing all these smuggle runs with Michael Burnham before the Discovery got there, he would have known that. Like, I get that he's messed up. I get that he's on a mission. But he just threw out half of his skill set. just threw it all out to make it work for this character, and I'm mad about that.
Yeah, I call that. I frequently say when writers conveniently forget a hero's power so the plot can happen. Like it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't see a world where the book, and I mean, I guess they'll probably write it off, be like, he's sad and he's going through it, but I don't see a world where like this episode doesn't start with Tarka in cuffs. It's just weird that they're just like kind of like on a stroll, and it's like like, yo man, you not only did you like completely change my ship, take over the controls, turn the radio when I was driving, you did all these things, and now my girl mad at me, we on the run, all kinds of stuff. Nah, bruh,
because of what you did. Because of what you decided to do in my ship.
Yo, honestly, I've got half a mind to go in and put you in cuffs and go straight to this Discovery right now and just be like, look, this is what we were trying to do. I had, look, Michael, I had agreed with you. Tarka shot that shot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yes, we did this, but that wasn't my decision. But I guess in that we did learn that the DMA is powered from the other side of the galaxy, which is something that I think is cool that we get to see them traveling to.
Yeah.
So we get the crew together. Everybody's, heading out. And this is kind of, to Mary's point, Mary says they wasted good time on Tarka in this episode. I would have liked seeing more of the bridge crew. And we did get some cool bridge crew time, but yeah, we could have got more because we get Bryce goes off with Counselor Cronenberg, so he's over there poaching top talent. You know what I'm saying? But we do get a new brother. You know what I'm saying? We get a new brother. We're gonna have to learn his name. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who. We got a new brother.
He's rookie. We're gonna call him rookie right now.
Yeah. Rookie brother. So we get him, and
he ain't in red, so there's hope.
Yeah. We're off to the races, but I do like how Michael Burnham was like, all right, look, Prez, check it. All right. I got love for you, and I know you're the president. But this my ship, and I don't want no static this time. Last time, look, it's my ship. So she was like, but put the delegates. She was like, how about this? You handle the delegates, I handle the ship. All right. Because look, my ship got to be my ship.
That was a very good stay in your lane conversation.
Yeah, it was like, look, I get it, but it's my ship.
I know your dad was a little trucker, and I know you used to take road trips.
Your dad used to go on trips.
And I know you got a couple of skills out there. And if we were on a ship like Book Ship, there would be arguments. But this is my ship, my crew. I got hundreds of lives under me right now.
Yeah.
So, but it was very much that whole all right, but don't you go pulling politics behind my back. Don't you go over there being like, it would be so wonderful because the thing of Starfleet is like this. Don't you agree, Mr. Saru, as we say that in front of the Navecan delegation? So
we're glad that she held on to that, and she chilled. She
did.
And we got to see the Galactic Divide. Mary said it looked amazing. I did think it looked amazing, but it also looked kind of scary. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Let's put something through there first and just see. Like, hey, you go.
Right.
We ain't got that kind of time. Ain't got that kind of time.
Down there.
Yeah, no, ain't got that kind of time. We got X amount of time.
Like fire. Like it looked like fire at the same time, and like I was like, so like this. Are we gonna burn up when we go? But Zora was like, no, you're gonna be cool, jump in the bubble, and we're just gonna go in through the bubble. So that was cool.
The bubble ain't working. Of course the bubble's not working right now because no plan can ever go smoothly in a story. Okay, that's just it's not exciting.
Well, the bubbles kind of worked. You know what I'm saying?
They worked. They just didn't work easily. They didn't work as planned.
Yeah.
Okay. This is something
I appreciate about that scene. I appreciated Anthony's rap's performance in that scene because him being the engineer, he was like, no, I'm somewhat optimistic about it.
Yeah.
I just like that how crucial the situation was. He was the one to still be level, but he understood what was going on too.
Yeah.
I just appreciated him in that scene.
And I
particularly liked that they solved it with a few seconds to spare.
Oh man,
everything's set up with that. All right, and we're going down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're succeeded instead of and we're going out in 5, 4. We're good. What? Okay. All right. All right. I'm good with that.
She was like 6 seconds to spare. Shouts to Stamets for like his fatherly role. Tao comes back. She's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I could take. It's just boring. It's just boring. And he's like, no. All right. Shields are important. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We ain't got no shields. We gonna be dead. All right. So look, like, girl, them shields is important now. And that means your job is important. All of our job, all of this is connected. If you don't do your job, I can't do mine, blah, blah, blah. Look, no matter where you are in this ship, it's important. Haven't you seen Lower Decks? No.
Honestly, I had to give a major shout out to Stamets on that because I'm a father of somebody around that same age. Okay. Mm-hmm. And on one level, you don't get that whole, that's my little girl, that all that cool stuff where you're at, Mike. You get that, you got to be that, I want to give them praise, but am I going to look lame? Do they care? If I don't say something, do they care? You know what? I'm just really happy that they're back. I seriously am happy. Okay, you're laying it on kind of thick. Are they just saying that because they don't want to be embarrassed? Or am I actually laying it on thick? I don't know. I just don't know. And, and that was that whole pulling aside in private later, like, sorry if I embarrassed you. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know.
But so far during the season, I'm loving their relationship. I'm loving how Anthony Rapp is being a support to them. I'm trying to find my words, but yeah, I'm loving their growth in their relationship. Finding the anchor together, just going through the circumstances and emotions, which is new to both of them. I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
Because he was not too keen on her when they first met.
And we were not too keen on him when the show started.
True. Yeah, I was like, oh God. That's why I was so happy when we met the lady in season 2 that kind of brought him down a peg.
Oh, my engineer.
Oh man, I can't think of her name, but she's dope. She's like,
I want more time with her.
You ain't the only smart person in here. So
no, man, that's why we got Lower Decksmen. They gonna climb up there and fix that thing. No, I gotta do it myself. Best of luck. My back's out. I ain't climbing that ladder.
I can't climb that thing. Seeing him get his fatherly advice on and fatherly love, it's cool. And even knowing kids at that time. Oh, Jet Reno. Thank you, Mary. Jet Reno.
Yeah, Jet Reno. Yeah.
So even knowing, when it's like, oh, Dad, oh, Mom, you're embarrassing me. Just Stamets, go in and be your loving self, because even no matter how much they put on in front of their friends, they're respected. Because they're going to get to an age when they look back and they're like, oh, I see the outcome of bad parenting and good parenting. Like, once they get to about 25, 30, they're going to look back and be like, oh, okay, I see the outcome. Okay, yeah, Dad was a little cheesy, but Dad loved me. I've seen what happened. I've seen what happened to the kids with the drunk daddy. Like, see,
Christopher
or the mama that want to run the streets. I've seen what happened to those kids. So
Chris Titus has a thing about that where he was talking about his father. He's like, and I went to this therapy group so I get some help. And it's like, yeah, man, my dad is always like this. So let me get this straight. Your dad is working 2 jobs and keeping a roof over your head. And he never lets off and all that stuff. And I need a break sometime. So he fought your mom for custody to make sure that you grew up in a decent house. He works 2 jobs to keep that house over your head, and he keeps pushing you to get better grades. Oh yeah, he's a monster.
Like, well, this man is terrible. Yeah. This man is terrible.
You know,
he wants you to get good grades, and
he wants you to get good grades. He told you a real man gets out there and gets a job. He fought your mom to have custody of you and your stepbrother, and he's mad at you because you don't work hard enough or accomplish enough. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is horrible. This is the worst thing in the world. I did want to talk about the whole idea of being on the other side now, because we finally get through it. It works, and we get on the other side, and one of the immediate things that we hear is that there's so few stars, and it reminded me. I can't remember how long ago, maybe 2 or 3. NASA found a galaxy that's actually like right beside our galaxy, or like I guess beside in terms of like the vastness of space, but
not too far.
But it's just around the corner. Found a galaxy next to ours that doesn't have a sun. So I was just imagining what would a dark galaxy or phantom galaxy or whatever look like. Like you get out there. There's no, like, if that galaxy has no sun, it's terrifying. Like, or their sun has already burned out.
Oh, no, terrifying. Okay, this is like a primal thing. All right, I know. I'm the only LA native here on the show, so I didn't really grow up with this.
All right,
but y'all did. Okay, just think about winter, and you driving out to see your grandparents in the country. After dark. So you drive in those long, dark country roads. You don't know what's coming next. Yep. You don't know if you're coming up on a sundown town. You don't know if there are hillbillies coming. You don't know if there are animals. And then you look down at your gas tank and you got a quarter tank of gas. So it's darkness as far as the eye can see. You're not quite sure where you are. You got no landmarks or nothing. And you ain't got enough to get home. Times a million because it's another galaxy. Remember, space is death and disease wrapped in darkness and silence.
Right. And so I was thinking about that, and then I was also thinking, oh, okay, well, if this galaxy seems so like, I guess like empty or like devoid of stars, maybe that's why the DMA is over harvesting whatever, because maybe they need it to rebuild their star, and then maybe we could just be like, all right, cool, we didn't know y'all was doing that, but hey, could you stay away from our planets, because we're killing people.
And
then they be like, all right, my bad.
Species whatever C seems smart enough. Yeah, they seem smart enough to send the tool through the galactic barrier before sending themselves. So it's like, they're really pushing this whole, relation, and we don't want to look at all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, stop. Comes down to this. All right. Any species that is alive has this big thing about self-preservation. That's a universal concept in all science fiction. So the whole concept of these guys, they send the tool. I mean, the extension cord will make it through the barrier. The tool will make it through the barrier. So they got the drone on the extension cord because it's powered from the other side. But will their equivalent to meat soup make it through? Probably not. Question is, are they the type of species that have tested that before and went, nope, sorry, bad idea, send a probe? Or are they smart enough to not test it at all and send the tool first? That's
I got a question. Yeah, I got a question just for clarification. The events that are happening now this season, especially with the alien thing that are blowing up planets, does that tie with the burn as well from the last season? Or did
no, this is post.
This is post
the burn. Yeah, they solved the burn at the end.
So everybody has like dilithium and warp back, so we good now.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's why they're trying to that's why there's a president of the Federation talking with the people from Navarre and all that stuff. Because the beginning of this season was them trying to go, hey, Federation's back. Hey, you want to join? You want to join? And they're like, nah.
Like, we don't know you like that.
Nah, I mean, I know you, but I don't know you. You know, like, I mean, we cool, but we ain't cool. But, yeah, you know.
So I'm worried that we end up in a situation where, similar to what Mary is saying, that they get stuck on the other side, because now we also hear that the DMA is moving towards Titan, Earth, and Navarre. So, and I wonder,
okay, Thanos is just going to
always
snap.
a planet called Titan, no matter what it is. We love Titan.
It's whether Jupiter's it's a video
game, whether it's a video.
Well, this is the reason. It is the biggest. It is one of the biggest moons of Jupiter.
Yes,
but it's also the closest thing there is to a planetary body that is similar to Earth's atmosphere in our solar system that we know of now.
Oh, like, see, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew it was
we're going to leave
but I didn't
Earth.
know that.
Titan is the place to land, sorta, because
he said sorta,
because its distance from the sun makes it like the Arctic Circle at the equator, but it's got water, it's got oxygen, it's got most of the stuff that we would need.
So we're gonna be wearing Timbos and bubble gooses all
pretty
year.
Pretty much, all the time. All the time. We're gonna be like Kurt Russell and in the Thing. You know, we gonna have the full beards that got the frost on the edge and all that stuff. But yeah,
thermals,
so since that was
your jeans and the long socks, like
so
straight up Chicago.
Since that was the big discovery of real world NASA, that's gonna be in all science fiction, because it's in what's called a habitable zone, in relation to its planet, its sun and stuff, and it's got all that stuff we need except heat. It's just cold.
It's like,
you know, there's theories that it might have soil if we can warm it up enough, you know. So that's the big thing about Titan. You know, it's close to Earth size, it's close to Earth's thing. So yeah, we put that in everything. We put that in everything. So
what?
I mean, that's a big thing. That's why there's always a Titan.
Shouts out. Speaking of Jupiter, we did get those shots back from NASA, like December or November. Whenever they, those were some cool shots. I mean, it was just swirly gases, but it does make you wonder, like, what's that? Like, can you I want to see
swirling gases, bruh. The eye of Jupiter, swirling gases. We call that a storm here.
Oh yeah,
and it
is a consistent. It's a constant storm for like ever there.
Yeah. I'm like that storm has been going for as long as we've known that. Keep in mind, a storm on Earth is just a bunch of swirling gases, a whole bunch of swirling oxygen, a whole bunch of swirling water vapor. You know.
So, I just want to be
like, what's down? Like open. Like what? Oh, okay, all right. Like I don't see what's in there. Like, all right. Cool.
Yeah.
What would be crazy, like, if they were to be stuck? It's like the constant progression of like Star Trek and especially Discovery. Because recently, I think season 3, not season 3, but I don't know. Right now they're in the future. They went from like early days of Captain Kirk's era to be now 3,000 or a year, 1,000 years later into the future. So then everyone with Starfleet has been in our galaxy, and now to traverse even further, that is like expanding Starfleet. That is like Voyager times 10, because Voyager was all the way in the Delta Quadrant, and it was like rarely explored. But this is a whole new, pun intended, atmosphere. It's a whole new atmosphere of like being in the galaxy of not even only first contact, but also how to explore and navigate through something you don't know. And it's kind of like Manifest Destiny, or dealing with Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
Well, because even they said, they were like, man, this is so cool, and Saru was like, unfortunately, can't be cool right now because we got things to do.
Yeah.
Word.
Like, can we take a picture of this real quick? Like,
we'll see. Here's me, Sophie, at the edge of the galaxy. What's up? But no, real talk. That's what Star Trek has always been. Star Trek has always been about exploration. The big fight between the fans is, are they an exploratorial force or are they a military force? And
it depends on the day.
You nailed it with the whole Lewis and Clark, the whole Oregon Trail, the Abraham Lincoln before he was president doing the surveying thing. But the thing is, I see him getting stuck for maybe 1 or 2 episodes, because you nailed it with Voyager. The whole show was about them being stuck in the boondocks and trying to get home. So we had that show already, So now it's like, all right, we can have them stuck out there, but what they gonna do that we haven't seen done before? And the biggest premise, the hugest motif of this show is, what is Starfleet and what does it do? And Starfleet is, they're not conquerors, they're talkers. They go out and they're like, hey, you want to join the neighborhood? What? We got this HOA going. So
the great lie.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, it kind of depends. Like, if you're watching, because in my opinion, Star Trek is back. Ever since Discovery, Star Trek is back. So if you're watching The Wealth of Star Trek on Paramount Plus, if you look at like Prodigy is in the Delta Quadrant now. And now not only do we have like Principal Janeway, but we also got the real Janeway now that picked up a beacon from their ship. So they in the Delta Quadrant, they probably gonna meet them and everything's gonna be good. But actually there's a hiccup with a computer virus that's a whole other thing. Skip that. So then we also have Lower Decks, which kind of details a lot of the mundane ins and outs of Starfleet and what First Contact kind of is and isn't, and how it kind of plays out.
Yeah, it's a very good deconstruction. Very good deconstruction, and it answers the cynical questions that I don't like being asked. What's their day to day? How do they deal with their economy? All right, we're always following the bridge crew. Who else is there? I'm like, shut up, just give me some Star Trek. I got this thing about those, like, y'all know I'm in the Lord of the Rings. I am so tired of people asking what the tax policy in Minas Tirith was.
I never heard that before.
Seriously, there's so many people out there. There are so many people out there. Like, when I was describing the Game of Thrones books to people and I was talking about the 10-year-long winters, well, that doesn't make any sense because the planet would freeze and they would have no crops and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it's fiction. All right. Yeah. It's fiction. Yeah. I don't see you talking like that when it comes to how a lightsaber works, so but Lower Decks is a great deconstruction because it answers those questions without making it so like Star Trek is also science fantasy, but it's closer to speculative fiction than most other sci-fi properties that get popularity, and I gotta say that because the Foundation series, Raised by Wolves, that's closer to science fiction. Dune 2 is closer to science fiction.
Which I need to actually watch because I liked the first 2 episodes of Raised by Wolves, but I just fell off. And I ain't gonna front, y'all. I started Euphoria and it's kind of got me. It's kind of got me. I'll also say that this is
it's a good show, especially if you
straight up Hollywood high school though, because it's like, yes, there were bad kids in high school, but there were also good kids too. Like there's every kid is bad, but that's a whole other thing. Every kid is horrible.
The show ain't about the good kids. You want to see the show about the good kids? Watch The Wonder Years. You want to see the show about the messed up kids? Watch Euphoria.
So but I did want to bring up Stress-Free K says, howdy. Do we think that the DMA mining caused the other side of the Galactic Barrier? It looks pretty barren and very few stars. So that's kind of like a different take on what I was saying earlier about them like running out. Maybe they didn't run out. Maybe they overmined their galaxy. And now they're like, oh, well, just go over there and take their stuff. And it's like, whoa. You on your own, bro.
Given the tenor of the world that we live in right now, that would not be at all surprising.
Yeah.
At all. I mean, I don't know if y'all watch Peacemaker, but the last episode had about 5 minutes of, oh, here it is. And you know, so that really is like, you know, all these shows have always had a message reflecting the times. You know, the original Star Trek tackled race all the time because it was 1965. You know, Next Generation tackled economic stuff because it was the 80s. You know, like the episode where the dude was in cryostasis, he woke up and he wanted to know how his stocks was doing and where all his money went. And they're like, we don't use money anymore. Everybody's rich and it's all cool. No. What do you mean? All that stuff. So, you know, Deep Space Nine was about immigration and actual border politics and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
you know.
And speaking of DS9, Mary Higgins said, I think it's like the wormhole in DS9. You think it's barren, but you're actually being watched.
Facts.
So
Facts.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, it's a wormhole. It's no big deal. It's like, no.
Now there's something over there looking at us, and we don't know what they want, but we do know if they can get here, we are screwed.
Yeah. Which you know, kind of also sort of ties in with Prodigy a little bit. We might see Dominion in it because they're around the Delta Quadrant and stuff. So we might see them.
Well, they've already mentioned the Breen once or twice. And and they I know in last week's episode they had to find a changeling, so we know the Dominion is still out there. Are they still the Dominion? We don't know, but changelings are out there. The Breen are still out there, so it's there. I mean, Trek is Trek, you know.
Yeah, and so this was a dense episode, but a good episode for like setting up what we got. Like we got a new mission. We got over there. We like when you're building something, you pass step 1, you pass step 2 and step 3. Now we're through there. Now step 4, we found what did they say? They found something that they're going towards right now. We don't know what they're gonna find. Will it be humanoid? Who knows? It could be like floating lights that, you know, make vibrational sounds or something. Who knows? We have no idea. But
we don't know what they found. We're back in the essence of Trek. And I like what you said about Star Trek is back. Because there's always been this thing between Trek and wars. Are you a Trekkie? Are you a warhead? And most people that complain about Trek want it to be Star Wars and don't get what Star Trek is, and vice versa. You know, and Star Trek is about what's out there. I want to look at it and I might want to sleep with it, depending on who the captain is. What I'm saying, every single Star Trek show has somebody that likes getting down, you know, be it Kirk, be it Riker, be it Garrick. You know, I'm pretty sure it was Tom Parrish on Voyager. I didn't watch Voyager very much. Even on Enterprise, you know, they had somebody that was like, ooh, I wonder what it would be like, you know. Where Star Wars has always been like, you know, poorly run democracy against poorly run fascism. So, you know, at their essence, they always got their thing, you know.
I do have to say for myself that because of J.J. Abrams, Star Trek has now been my jam. So when that 2009 movie came out, I just was the one that got brought into it. I've always been around Star Trek. My family has always, put it out there. I know all the characters, but I was never attracted to it. I just thought it was people on the ship just chilling. Talking,
no, bro.
Getting some Earl Grey tea.
People on the ship
talking at the bar.
It depends. It depends on what show we talk. That's the thing. Like for me, I watched TNG because my mom watched TNG and that she controlled the TV and that was it. After that, I didn't watch anything until Deep Space Nine. I haven't. All I have seen in entirety is Deep Space Nine. That's it.
Okay.
I haven't seen it. I've seen the movies, like as far as like Star Trek 1 and Star Trek 2, those ones. but I haven't seen the shows. And then when I saw like promos for the other shows, like DS9 was going at the same time as Voyager.
Voyager, yeah.
And I remember seeing Voyager and being like, I'm not interested in this because Janeway literally looked like a middle school principal. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to be with like
she acted like one too.
Yeah.
I call her Principal Janeway even now.
Space pirate.
Like I even call her Principal Janeway now. So
yeah, and then you found out that the people that work at the school don't live at the school. Because Janeway turned into freaking Captain Bligh. She was like, I'm Blackbeard of Starfleet, give me your stuff. But I mean I've been a Trekkie since pretty much my day one, because my mom did love her some Shatner, and I think they all did. Yeah, and Spock is my favorite Star Trek character of all time. Okay. But I've always seen the fundamental differences between Star Wars and Star Trek. One is about curiosity and one is about survival. And both of them, I mean, they work. They're doing their thing. But Abrams did a good job in reeling people in, although he turned Star Trek closer to Star Wars. It was like, hey, for you Star Wars people, look, we got action too, but we ain't all about action. We have action stuff, but most of it is morality plays and questions about society, and very much in that science fiction type way.
And the two-fisted overhand, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, but sometimes you got to be ham-fisted. I mean, remember the classic episode where it was the race of people that had black on one side of their face and white on the other side of their face, and they was beefing because the people that had black on the right side of their face didn't like the ones with white on the left side of their face. I mean, seriously, and yeah, crazy. You're shaking your head, but it was 1965 and they were showing the absurdism of racism. Yeah.
Captain Kirk kissed Uhura, so that was a major deal.
That was the first interracial kiss in television history, and it almost didn't get aired. Wow. Nichelle Nichols almost quit the show until Martin Luther King himself was like, "You can't do this," because you're the only black woman on TV that's not a maid.
Yeah, it's like
in space.
We need you
in space.
That's also when stuff like that mattered. Now. Celebrities. You know what? Now black celebrities are funny style. Let's just say that.
Saru's with a Vulcan right now. Star Trek has got very progressive.
Oh, it's always been. Like this show is to black people, or this show is to the LGBTQ community what the original series was to black people. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, look, they people. Who cares who they sleep with? What? You don't really need a gender name. This character is a great engineer. It don't matter if we say him, her, they. They're a good engineer. They're good at their job.
Yeah. Now, Stress Free K says Oros. Some say Oros is with 10C, and maybe. I mean, because we didn't particularly, define exactly what he was, and we haven't really seen a being like him before, at least not that I can remember.
It isn't a makeup job, yeah.
So maybe, and if that's the case, at least they do speak basic or can speak basic. I don't know if they like their native 10C tongue, and they might not even be 10C. We just call them 10C because we have no other, name for them at this time. Yeah. But this thing, I'm happy. I'm happy we got somewhere to go. I'm happy we are enjoying, a new venture and journey to hopefully not dying. Because we are nearing the end of this season. We're supposed to have 13 episodes?
About that, yeah. So
I think we have 13 episodes. Chat, you can check me on that, but I think we have 13 episodes, which means we got 3 episodes left. So
now, and it would stand to reason. This works out. It would stand to reason that Oros is either 10C or they have been enslaved by 10C, because this is Star Trek.
Yeah,
this is Star Trek. You know.
So we shall see, guys. But with that said, I'm gonna throw it on to the representative from the cloud, RJ Nerdy Brew. Say what's up.
All right, so I love everything so far. The show's been great, and you can find me at RJ Nerdy Brew, or the Nerdy Brew, here on YouTube, where we talk TV, movies, and everything in between, all while drinking a cup of coffee. And you can follow me on Instagram at RJ Nerdy Brew 315. Looking forward to hearing from you, and hopefully you can watch some stuff.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And the one and only Solar Gray.
All right, guys. I'm, Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer. You can find me Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at twitch.tv/BID_P, where we talk about nerd stuff on all the levels: TV, film, comic books, role-playing games, tabletop miniatures games, board games, 3D printing, cosplay, all that. And how all these things relate to the life that you might want to live, because learning skills is a concept. It's not a simple thing. So think about it like a little bit of life coaching, whole lot of crafting, and a whole bunch of fun conversation.
Definitely. So check them out. Of course, links are below, guys. Y'all can check them out. Say hey, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Do what y'all supposed to do. Y'all know the thing. It doesn't work without y'all. So a big shout out to everybody in the chat: Kiki Andre, Mary Higgins, Stress Free K. Let's see, was there anybody? I do want to give a shout out to Clever Little Vixen that usually rolls through. John Blaze came through, and hopefully I'm not missing anyone. Oh, 3CLR. Thank you for saying we rock. Thank you. We do what we can. We do what we can.
I want to give a very special shout out to Mary Higgins. You are rocking it tonight, girl. Seriously.
Yeah. And Stress Free K confirmed, yes, 13 episodes. So there's only 3 more left. So I don't know. We might be on this side by the end of this season.
It would be a great place for a season finale. But what I'm really trying to do is to watch more of this media with my knowledge of how the business works and how writing works aside. I'm just trying to be in the moment when I watch this stuff, so I can just be like, yeah, at least the first time. I try and look at everything from the audience's point of view. The second time I watch it, then I'm like, ooh, that was clever writing. Ah, yes, that was good foreshadowing and all that stuff. But it's hard turning that stuff off. It's really hard.
But this show is good at helping you turn it off, because this is a show that I think is a lot of fun to watch. It's all the actors come to play. They definitely throwing some money on the screen.
Oh yeah.
And They keep it interesting. They every now and then they hit us with like a book being cool with Tarka at this point. But for the most part, everybody stays pretty solid with their characterizations, and I dig it.
I'm still trying to get my Saru walk down. Get that.
It's the George Jefferson. It's the George Jefferson, but slower.
George Jefferson without the flavor.
Yeah,
smooth Jefferson.
Yeah. So, NERD SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. Holla at me. We got probably Guilty Gear tonight, or maybe something else. There's some Dragon Ball, but nobody wants to play me in Fighters, so it's like, we'll see. And they don't have crossplay, so probably Guilty Gear, but we'll play some stuff tonight. We got My Hero Academia tomorrow. And from us to you, thank you for watching. We're going to leave y'all with some Black comics. Right now, you can pick up, let's see, Tuskegee airs. You can pick up Pac Samson.
Oh, I just got mine.
Oh, you just got
Tuskegee.
So yeah. Pac Samson. There's also a Kickstarter for Villainous going on with Dream Fury Comics and Ray Comics. Also, speaking of Dream Fury Comics, they also have Crescent City Monsters, which I picked up too. It's hardcover. It's Boss. And if you holler at Newton Lillavoy, he does have some copies of the hardcover left over still. So, that's right, Tuskegee Airs. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, guys, from us to you, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming through. And until next time, peace. And we out.
You got to know that if you keep dwelling in the past, you will remain in the past. Can I get a fucking yeah?
Good day, gentlemen. This is a pre-recorded briefing made prior to your departure, in which for security reasons of the highest importance has been known on board during the mission. Now that you are in Jupiter's space and the entire crew is revived, it can be told you. 18 months ago, the first evidence of intelligent life off the Earth was discovered. It was buried 40 feet below the lunar surface, near the crater Patron. Except for a single, very powerful radio emission aimed at Jupiter, the 4-million-year-old black monolith has remained completely inert. Its origin and purpose still a total mystery.